She texted, "Can't make it tonight." I just said, "Sure." That night, I ordered dinner for two, delivered straight to her ex's apartment, paid in my name. The look on her face, when she opened the door. To the delivery guy reading my name off the bag. Her name is Maya. We were together for a little over 2 years, living in my condo for most of that time. To everyone on the outside, we were the perfect couple, but on the inside, I always felt like I was on probation. Maya had this thing about her ex, Derek. He wasn't just an ex. He was a recurring character in the ongoing story of her life. The one who got away, but was now her best friend. I'm not an idiot. I told her from the beginning that I wasn't okay with it. We had the fight. The big one. She cried, accused me of being insecure and controlling, and swore on everything holy that their relationship was purely platonic. She said I had to trust her. Like a fool, I gave in, but on one condition: complete transparency. No secret phone calls. No, we just ran into each other nonsense. She agreed. For a while, the ghost of Derek remained in the background. But in the last few months, he started to feel a lot more solid. It was in the small things. The private, throaty laugh at a text that I hadn't heard in months. The Saturday she came home clutching a vintage band T-shirt, one I knew was his favorite, claiming she'd found it at a thrift store. I later found the receipt crumpled in her jeans. Not from a thrift store, but from a pricey boutique on his side of town. The excuses for canceling plans became more frequent, always just believable enough to make me feel like a jerk for doubting them. The final nail in the coffin of my trust came a month ago. We have a shared family phone plan, and while paying the bill online, I noticed an option to manage location settings. On a whim, I turned on location sharing for her phone. I told myself it was for emergencies, but I knew, deep down, I was looking for a lie. I didn't have to look for long. The very next week, a late-night yoga class was actually a wine bar across town. A girls' night at Sarah's was a condo complex 10 miles away, a complex where I knew Derek lived. I didn't say anything. I just watched, collected the data, and felt a cold, hard knot tightening in my stomach. She wasn't just lying, she was doing it effortlessly. I was just the guy who paid the bills and kept her life comfortable while she drove her old one. Last night was our anniversary. The date we moved into the condo. I remembered us wrestling the couch through the door, laughing so hard we had to stop. She'd kissed the dust from my nose and whispered, "This is it. Our home." The memory felt like a phantom limb, an ache for something that was no longer there. I'd made reservations weeks in advance at a high-end sushi restaurant, her favorite. At 5:00 p.m., my phone buzzed. "Hey, so sorry. My boss just dropped a huge deadline on me. I'm going to be stuck at the office all night. Can't make it tonight. We'll celebrate this weekend, I promise." I opened the location app. The little blue dot that represented Maya was not at her office. It was sitting directly on top of Derek's condo, and it had been there since she'd left for work that morning. The lie was so blatant, so disrespectful, that I didn't feel angry. I just felt a profound, chilling clarity. This was the end. But it wasn't going to be a screaming match. It was going to be quiet, precise, and unforgettable. I texted her back one word. Sure. I went home and sank into the couch, the silence of the condo a heavy blanket. I thought about the 2 years I had invested, the trust I had given, and the future I had thought we were building. She needed to be exposed, not by me, but by her own choices. I opened the food delivery app, found the sushi restaurant, and ordered their most expensive omakase platter for two, complete with premium steak. The total was obscene. For the delivery address, I typed in Derek's condo, unit number and all. In the delivery instructions, I added a note. Please make sure the recipient knows this is from Ben. It's for our anniversary. I put my name on the order and paid with our joint credit card, the one I knew she got instant notifications for. Then, I waited. I imagined the doorbell, her confusion, and the delivery guy reading my name. The look on her face when she realized I knew that I had just paid for her and her ex-boyfriend's romantic anniversary dinner. That was the revenge. A quiet, perfectly aimed shot that would detonate her entire world. 45 minutes later, my phone exploded. A credit card notification, then a call from her. I ignored it. A call from an unknown number. Ignored. Then the texts. How could you? You're a psycho. Are you stalking me? We need to talk. Please answer the phone. It's not what you think. I just turned my phone on silent. The key finally scraped in the lock around 11 p.m., a sound I'd once welcomed. She stood in the doorway, her face a mess of panic and fury. We need to talk, she said. No, we don't, I said calmly from the couch. I think the sushi said everything that needed to be said. You had no right, she screamed. You embarrassed me in front of Derek. He thinks you're a crazy, jealous monster. Does he? I asked, standing up. Or does he finally realize that the woman he's sleeping with has a live-in boyfriend who just bought them dinner? I'm sure that was an interesting conversation. Her face crumpled. It was a mistake, she whimpered, the tears starting. I was confused. I was going to tell you. No, you weren't, I said, my voice cold. You were going to keep lying and using my home and my money as your safety net. That's over. Your things are in the spare room. You have until noon tomorrow to get every single item that belongs to you out of this condo. If it's still here at 12:01, it's going in the dumpster. You can't just kick me out. Your name isn't on the lease, I said. You've been a guest here for 2 years, and you have officially overstayed your welcome. The next morning was a tense, miserable circus. Her parents arrived, her father looking at me with pure disdain, her mother launching into an immediate attack. I cannot believe you would treat our daughter this way, she snapped. After everything she's done for you, turning this sterile apartment into a home. With all due respect, I said, meeting her gaze, your daughter has been lying to me and cheating on me for months. I just bought them a 300th anniversary dinner at his apartment last night. You should be more concerned about her choices than my reaction to them. That silenced them. They had clearly only heard the version where I was the villain. As they loaded the last box, Maya's father walked up to me. You'll regret this, son, he said, his voice low. She turned this place from a bachelor pad into a home. Who's going to do that for you now? I just shook my head. No, sir. Turning it back into my home is the best thing that ever happened to me. After they were gone, I systematically erased her from my life. Joint credit cards closed, passwords changed. Shared bank accounts emptied into a new, private one. The silence that followed was a relief, but I knew it was just the calm before the storm. The storm arrived 2 days later in the form of Derek, furious on my doorstep. You blew up my life, man. He seethed, trying to push past me. I blocked the doorway. You have any idea what you've done? He demanded. I have a pretty good idea of what Maya did. I shot back. And it seems like you were a part of it. That's not my problem. Not your problem, he scoffed. I have a serious, live-in girlfriend of 3 years. Her name is Jessica. And guess what? She was there when your little anniversary gift showed up. She saw the note. She saw everything. I'll admit, I hadn't seen that coming. So, you're both cheaters. Sounds like a you problem. This is your fault, he insisted. Maya told me you two were basically over. You're going to fix this. You're going to call Jessica and explain that you're the crazy ex. I laughed. Let me get this straight. You and my ex-girlfriend were cheating on both me and your girlfriend. I exposed it. And now you want me to lie to cover your tracks? Get off my property. I started to close the door, but he blocked it. You're going to regret this, he threatened. I didn't say a word. I just pulled out my phone and made sure he could see I was recording. His hand dropped. The tough guy act melted, and he stalked off, defeated. A few days later, a fraud alert. Maya had tried to buy over $2,000 in gift cards on an old, forgotten department store card. The bank declined it. It was just more evidence for the file. The smear campaign began subtly. I ran into our mutual friend, Chloe, at the grocery store. She froze in the cereal aisle, her eyes wide. Ben, she stammered. I heard. Are you okay? Her hand hovered near her phone, as if she was ready to dial 911. It was then I realized what story she'd been told. I wasn't the wrong boyfriend, I was the unhinged stalker. Then, an unexpected email from Jessica, Derek's ex. She wanted to meet. Over coffee, she laid out the whole rotten scheme, complete with receipts. She showed me texts from Maya to Derek, talking about her plan to get a nice settlement from me when she finally left. He's a coward, Jessica said, her voice steady. But she is a predator. I don't want her to get away with this. Armed with this, I was ready for the letter from Maya's lawyer, demanding financial support. My lawyer's response was swift and brutal. It included a transcript of Derek's threat, the bank's fraud report, and a signed, notarized affidavit from Jessica, complete with Maya's incriminating texts. The letter concluded that if she didn't cease all contact, we would be filing a multi-pronged lawsuit for harassment, defamation, and conspiracy to commit fraud. We never heard from her lawyer again. It's been 6 months. I heard through the grapevine that Derek's life is a mess and Maya is living in a tiny apartment, drowning in debt. She didn't just lose a boyfriend. She lost the comfortable life she took for granted, exposed as the user and fraud she truly is. My condo is quiet now, but it's a peaceful silence. It's mine again,